Chapter 922, the 100 Beast Pirates General Viceroy Kaido Governor General what?
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pa-D Cast. I am the best guy ever, and this is Hypocrite.
You took me off guard there with that little delivery. I'm gonna have to not tip you for that one.
Well, that's too bad. Chapter 922. I can't read the title of this chapter because there is debate between the authorities of Jaiminese and Manga Stream as to what the... This is the first thing to say of the chapter. I like this. This is cool. We want to talk about it. We were looking this up.
The first thing noticed is that the Beast Pirates on Manga Stream, Jaiminese books, is the Beast Pirates Governor General, Kaido, not the captain. I was confused by this. Like, why wouldn't he be the Beast Pirates captain? Because that's what he is. Mm-hmm. And then what does Manga Stream say? Viceroy?
Manga Stream says Viceroy of the 100 Beast Pirates, Kaido. So first, like, the name of the goddamn pirate crew is different between the two translations. God damn it! Yeah. I gotta look this up.
I mean,
I'm gonna look at the fucking
100
kanji.
100 beasts and beasts being equivalents, fine.
I guess that kind of annoys me.
All right, so we were thinking about this. We looked up Viceroy, and it seems what was the thing?
Oh, okay. So here's the definition of a viceroy. A viceroy is a ruler exercising authority in a colony on behalf of a sovereign. That's what the Google definition is.
So that would be like on behalf of the emperor.
Right. So
Orochi.
if, for example, like at first I thought, okay, this sort of makes sense. He is a viceroy acting with authority on behalf of the shogun of Wano, because they're like
I get it.
allies.
I get it. It's like vice royal, like vice president. So he's like a vice emperor.
I guess. Maybe that's the etymology.
That seems it's like the adjective form vice regal.
Oh, actually,
so like
you know what? That's kind of close. I looked up. Actually, Google has the etymology, which is vice in place of, apparently, and then roy, king, and that both comes from French. So apparently, vice president actually means in place of president.
Well,
but
yeah. If the president isn't there, the vice president takes charge in place of. So I guess that makes sense.
Fair enough. Okay, but here's the weird thing. It's described in Manga Stream, and hopefully people find this interesting, because I'm kind of fascinated by this stuff, as a literal student of Japanese. Viceroy of the 100 Beast Pirates, Kaido. It's saying that he's the Viceroy of the 100 Beast Pirates, meaning that he's acting with the authority of the ruler of the 100 Beast Pirates, which is him? Or is it someone else? Okay, that wouldn't make any sense. Obviously, he's the one in charge. Weird translation issues, I guess. I suppose there's no need to get too into depth. I think it's not clear exactly. I mean, if I could read the Japanese, I would. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I just looked up on the wiki the actual Japanese name of the Beast Pirates. I can see the kanji 400 at the very beginning of the Beast Pirates. The Hyakuju Kaizokudan. Hyakuju does mean 100 beasts. So 100 beasts is a more accurate literal translation of the pirate crew.
But beasts is fine. I mean,
yeah, beast works. That's fine. I'll probably just use that. It's easier to remember. So whatever.
It is weird. It is weird how he is like it implies that he is not the captain of his own crew, but merely. I think what they're going for is that he's a captain of a pirate crew. Yeah. But his place in Wano, as the people see him, is a viceroy or a commander general, whatever that means, of the emperor. So like that's his position in Wano.
Well, okay.
And like, are the 100 Beast Pirates part of like Orochi's guard now, or are they still part of Kaido's crew? I don't really know. What they're saying
it matters what translation it is, because if he is a viceroy, then that is informing us through the title of the video, which is not made clear in the chapter. It's not made clear in the chapter if this is the case. The calling him a viceroy is implying that he has official emperor powers and he is respected in that way. If he is as Jaimin's box says, the governor general of the Beast Pirates, a governor general is just like that he's a general of the Beast Pirates. So he's just like the top guy in the Beast Pirates. Like, okay, that's fine, but that doesn't imply any connection to
I Googled, I Wikipedia'd Governor-General, like specifically, in its modern usage, is the title of an office holder appointed to represent the monarch of a sovereign state. So it's the same thing.
I guess those are the same thing.
He is a he's a general of the government, I guess.
I guess he. So now we know. I'm glad you looked that up. I should have looked that up, but I didn't. I just made an assumption, and now I truly made an ass of you and me. So he has an official, codified, respected relationship with the Shogun.
Yes.
Okay. Now we know. Fair enough.
So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
I mean, we already kind of knew that he was in cahoots.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough. Now, I think Governor General sounds better, so I'd say go with that. I just think it sounds cooler.
I mean, generally, I looked at both chapters, translations, and Japanese books made a lot more sense in a lot of panels, so I like that one, as I generally do.
I didn't read the whole manga stream. Yeah, I just generally default to Japanese these days. But on the cover page, we've got finally a non-cover arc thing of Koala practicing fishman karate with those old kung fu dugongs from Alabasta. They're from Alabasta.
Were they? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Luffy, when they arrived in Alabasta, Luffy beat them all up, and he became their sensei for a little while.
Oh yeah, that's truth. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I did want to say this. I actually noticed this before I noticed the title thing. So koalas written upon her titty is the kanji for Ryugyu, or like Ryugyu Kingdom, Fishman Island, Fishman Kingdom, and I like that. And it's translated to Ryugu, written on her chest. These horrific looking text in Japanese box, and Manga Stream just has the kanji. This is a weird translation thing. I hate the way the word Ryugu just looks on her. It looks disgusting. Please don't do that. Leave the kanji and put a little translator's note on the bottom, I think is what I would request they do, because there's actual artistry. People in the West don't get this, but there's the thing called calligraphy, and calligraphy is the art form of drawing kanji, basically. And it's you're kind of actually affecting the artistry of it when you erase that. So please be a little more culturally sensitive, Japanese box, and stop destroying beautiful calligraphy kanji. I would appreciate that.
Stand by all girls. Love all... What was the thing on Chopper's thing?
Believe women? No, that wasn't it. We never believe women. Fuck. Oh, it's support girls.
Support girls. Don't
support girls
erase...
like a good bra, my dudes. Do it.
Yeah, do not erase kanji.
The tit drawing. Yeah, don't do it.
Don't
also,
do it.
You know what? The way that text is written really makes the one side of her chest look really flat, where the other tit is clearly visible. The kanji is drawn more to bend outward, so actually it does shape the shape of her titty. So you're also erasing her tits. What, do you hate women? Do you hate boobs? That's sexist. So don't do it. There you go. They should have used that bulge tool in Photoshop to make it look like gigantic. Okay, fair enough.
New task. Everyone with Photoshop, go do that.
I would like to see that. Please do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Very fun. All right.
Okay, well, there you go. On to the actual chapter.
Let's get to the chapter. So, Kaido is a dragon. He's a big snake in the sky. He's flying, and he's dangerous.
So everything I said about, maybe he's like possessing a dragon, as with 99.9% likelihood, in the trash. He just... Like, they didn't even say... I guess people have said that maybe he is a dragon who ate, the theories are, he ate the human fruit, model giant, or human fruit, model Oni.
All right.
Maybe. Let's Occam's razor all that.
Here's my fucking...
He's a human who ate the dragon fruit.
My problem
that's it.
My problem with, the idea of him being a dragon and eating a human fruit is, why? Just
might
why?
Be cool.
Because,
it could be cool.
No, but the people were saying we've seen him in his human form, and he's really big and he's got horns. He must be a dragon in real life. But that could just be the intermediary design. He could have a more human form, without the horns. Like, you don't know.
That is true. That is totally true. Yeah, so that really doesn't prove anything. I'll say this, though. The thing is, Kaido actually looks a lot like Oars and Oars Jr., which people have pointed out quite a bit by this point. And I'm just going to throw out my theory. I think he's related to those guys. That's just my theory.
I mean, I could definitely see him being like part
Those are the
giant.
most physically powerful guys we've seen in the series. I know he's smaller, but maybe he's smaller, but he's packing that punch. This is my theory. This is my theory.
It's like we've seen so many different types of not normal, but like human body types that like the idea that he ate a ogre devil fruit as a dragon is just like, who cares? Like, he's just...
That would be lame.
I mean, I don't see why it's a bad idea. I just don't see why people really wanted that to be like, oh, he's a real dragon. Dragons exist. Like, there's nothing to imply that at all.
Well, hang on. We saw a dragon before. I mean, dragons probably exist in One Piece, right? I mean, I guess we don't have any proof.
I guess I thought maybe that the Punk Hazard dragon was an experiment, but maybe not.
I think it was. I did think they said that was a Vegapunk creation or something.
Yeah, but the implication is that they don't exist, and Vegapunk's a crazy man, and he made one.
I thought the implication was that they like cloned that one. Okay, I don't know. I guess we can't really. But One Piece is a huge, wondrous, magical world. So to think that a dragon exists, I don't think is insane. I think it's possible.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's
we don't
impossible.
Know.
I don't know. I feel like people jumped the gun on that, and I don't really know why it's more cool that it's a dragon.
Well, anyone who thinks that he, like, definitely is a dragon is definitely jumping to conclusions. You shouldn't assume that. It's a fine theory. Just like my theory about him possibly being related to Oars and Oars Jr. could be true. But I would say that I think my theory it just would be more interesting because Oars and Oars Jr. sure are mysterious creatures in the One Piece world that we don't understand. And I think Kaido being related to them would be a very good chance to kind of look into their backstory. And kind of be like, maybe we'll call them Onis, whatever you want to call them, whatever they are. Giants, ogres. Well, they're not giants, they're other giants.
No,
and then it'd be like, those people live in this place, they all got wiped out, Kaido's the last one. I don't know.
No, yeah, I do kind of like that because we've already got like a connection with Oars Jr. through Ace to
who's
one
still alive,
with the straw hat. Mm-hmm. So like, and he does kind of look like a weird, like it doesn't look like a normal giant. He looks like a beast.
They're definitely different in some way.
That would be
horns,
cool.
The horns are similar. They're not exactly the same.
And fucking Oars, the dead zombie, was seen in the same arc as the Brooks Shadow Samurai guy.
That's I mean that's true. That's true.
So like there's conspiracies to be had everywhere. This is not a bad theory. Not a bad theory.
I think so.
Has some sort of legs.
It has some legs. Now I would never say it's definitely true, and we will see how it goes. But let's move on. Let's see what else happens. I'm gonna try not to waste everybody's time today. We'll see how that goes.
Oh yes. Well,
so here comes Kaido. By the way, I just want to say how cool this shot is, and I actually really like this shot of them looking down from the castle, from Odin Castle, and we can see Kuri Town down there with the big gate and stuff, and we can see those cool factories up on those weird hills, which seem like a very inconvenient place to build factories, but whatever. It looks cool. It's fine. It just looks cool and cartoony, and I really like the design. I think it looks really nice.
It really shows the scale of Kaido right there. Yeah, he's a big boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Momonosuke transforms. I think like I just sort of I don't know what it is, but I guess out of fear or like he can't control it, and he just turns into a little dragon right then.
Yeah, there's still some ingrained trauma about Kaido and Doflamingo and stuff with this guy.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, it could be implying that there's like some sort of connection between the fake dragon devil fruit and Kaido.
Yeah, it's possible.
But we don't know enough about that yet, so let's move on.
Okay. Well, anyway, Law is going to think about how the Beast Pirates are aware that Law and Luffy are here, but that totally didn't ruin the plan, guys. Yeah.
I mean,
which I guess is true. We get a little flashback for the babies who forgot that, guys, don't you remember? Kaido had a partnership with Caesar and Doflamingo. Remember those characters? Yes, I remember those characters.
Yes.
Smiles, artificial devil
bring
fruit,
us all
weapons.
up to speed.
Yep.
And
Nice.
we fucked him up, and he's mad. Then good, we know that, and now we know that. And
Yep.
Luffy runs off like he would, to go beat the shit out of him. And Law follows him, and he tells everyone, "Don't go, stay here, because the only people that they know are here are Law, Luffy, and Zoro.
Yep.
And they don't know that the rest of the crews are here." I don't really have a problem with this. I'm just wondering, like, if the two captains of these crews are here, why would they not assume the other pirates are here?
See, that's the thing that, like, I feel the writing is kind of having its cake and eating it too. Like, okay, yes, technically, they only know that Law and Luffy are here. Luffy is now, like, the most...
He is a Golko.
Influential pirate in the world.
He is
like,
technically a Golko right now. He's
more
like,
or less, yeah. As far as the public are
papers.
concerned.
I mean, not in Wano, but yeah.
It is utterly retarded for them to think, like, oh, it's okay. They won't worry about any kind of threat, despite the fact that, like, this guy who's being said to be, like, an equal of Kaido, Luffy, who just beat Katakuri, is here. It's just, this is kind of naive, dumb writing that, like, we would just like, oh yeah, they only know that two are here. Like, it's true. They don't know about the conspiracy to rise up with the samurai. But, like, let's not forget, the Shogun is paranoid and is terrified about the fact that, like, it is the year that was prophesized where he will be, like, revengeance will be enacted upon him. So, like, knowing that, like, one of the former Shichibukai and the current most powerful, like, whatever, most relevant pirate in the world are here, kind of a big deal for him, whole getting his overthrown thing going on. So I guess only the beast pirates know. Maybe the Shogun doesn't know yet. But to say that, like, oh, they're not going to worry about it is very, I think that's kind of dumb. Like, yeah. Oda should have written it differently if he wanted me to not roll my eyes at that fact, I think. He should have just, like, literally not have them be found if he didn't want people to freak out.
I mean, really, if you think about it, like, if say, Sanji went with them, or Carrot or something, nobody even knows who Carrot is. Carrot could have gone if she wanted to.
Carrot could have used her status as a non-Straw Hat member, effectively, in that moment. To
literally true. Face. Like, it's not like, oh, Luffy's here, but there's a rabbit with him. There must be an uprising in the works. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all right.
I know what Oda's trying to do. He's just trying to get me to be like, don't worry, guys. They don't know about the big conspiracy. And it's like, okay, fine. It's a children's series. Okay, I'll let you go.
Yes. Now, down in the old town of leftovers.
Yes.
They're gonna get eaten up like snacks. They're gonna eaten up like little crumbs. Kaido's looking at them, and he's looking at Shutenmaru, who is causing a ruckus.
Shutenmaru just is unfazed. He just doesn't give a fuck. He is like the most... God, he's such a badass, Shutenmaru. He's like, Kaido is right there, and he's like not... I don't even see a fucking sweat drop on his brow. Maybe in the close-up. Oh, no, okay, there's one sweat drop. Fair enough. In the close-up, we see it.
It's an anime. It's an anime. You gotta have a sweat drop. Gotta have it.
You gotta have it.
Yeah,
but Shutenmaru is like, he's holding it together. He's like, yeah, guys, run. Gotta go. Let's leave. Here's Kaido. Kaido's right there. He's looking at you. He's big. He's very big.
I mean, there's not much more he can do.
Jesus.
He's telling everybody to run, and he's starting to get out of there. He's like,
I guess you're right. I just feel like, okay, I'm gonna say it. Big Mom's intro was way more intimidating. Like, I felt the danger levels more than I do with this Kaido appearance. I mean,
the chapter isn't over yet. I feel like it gets more. But...
Okay, all right, let's get to it. Sure, let's get to that stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Shutenmaru is like he's
fought Kaido before, apparently. He's fought and lived.
He as we found out last time, was one of the samurai that they're looking for. So he's very strong, and he served under Lord Odin. I just wanted to briefly go over, like, Shutenmaru, the fact that he's a thief stealing food from people, or like being an angry guy who doesn't give a shit about anyone.
Yeah.
It seemed weird at the time that he was a bad guy, despite being an old ally of Lord Odin and being a good person, presumably. But I think more of why he was doing that is that he just doesn't think of the citizens that live under Orochi as like real people because he prefers it under Lord Odin. Maybe he was like a scallywag and a rapscallion, and then Lord Odin took him under his wing and turned him into a good supportive member of the community. But when Lord Odin, like, maybe he feels resentment or something about Lord Odin being gone. And he's just sort of like, fuck everybody. Like, well, I'm just gonna live. I'm just gonna survive.
That's definitely his attitude. But from a writing perspective, if we were expected to sympathize with him more, then, like, to have him, like, rob from, let's just say, like, the residents of the flower capital, who are definitely, like, those like, privileged few who live in the lap of luxury and are, like, the beneficiaries of, like, Odin's overthrow. Like, they're the chosen few. They are the ones who, like, they didn't deserve it. They don't deserve the stuff they've got there. And, like, to rob them would be, like, more understandable from our perspective. But specifically to, like, attack and steal from and threaten the lives of the people who, like, are... This is the leftover town. This is, like, the poor, shitty people who, like, we just gave, like, a little bit of food to from Luffy's, like, heroic actions. All I'm saying is, it definitely makes me less, like, on this guy's side, or less inclined to think that he, like, might be a good guy. But I still do think they're going to, like, redeem this guy and stuff.
Yeah, but, like, I think it might be... we haven't really been, like, given
this guy ain't no Robin Hood.
Yet.
He ain't no Robin Hood.
He might not be a Robin Hood exactly, but, like, the food wasn't here before. He didn't stroll into town and start bullying people expecting there to be food. I think because the food was brought here, he followed it and started taking it for himself. Like, if it wasn't brought to the leftover town by Luffy, he probably would have attacked it in the whatever other place it was that they were at, with the snobby people and the sumo wrestlers.
Which he had done before, as I understand it. They talk about this guy doing raids and shit. So, yeah, I mean, fair enough. I guess that's true.
Anyway, we get to the funny part. We get to the bit where I really love Kaido, and he's the best guy of all time. Is that he's fucking mad drunk, and despite remembering Shutamaru as an adversary, he's just like, let's let bygones be bygones. Join my crew, lol. And he's
I love the nervous look on
face.
the bull that Shutamaru is riding while this is happening. It's a great juxtaposition between those two.
It's just so great, like, very Oda, very One Piece, to have, like, a big, actual badass dragon, and to not, like, make it unbadass, like, it's still got all the spiky teeth and the horns and all the stuff, but he's just pulling a silly face.
I do like really that. Like that. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's really it's the most endearing thing that Kaido's done so far. I fully admit it.
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't, he's like, I'm not drunk. Clearly,
and then we get fucking Jack. Kaido-san? Masaka? Drunku desu ka? Just, like, Jack is a complete, like... God, like, Jack is a katakuri, but he's just, like... He's just treated so disrespectfully, and, like, he's just such a little bitch before Kaido.
It is funny how, like, he really is a little bitch in this chat, especially when he's, like, he's got his lackeys patching him up, like, oh, Master Jack, be still, we'll bandage your wounds for you.
Oh, God. Jack's just coming off, like, the biggest cuck in this whole
like, the biggest
arc.
pampered little boy.
I mean, kinda. I appreciate that he survived that samurai, but, like, that samurai came out looking like the way stronger of these two people. So,
yeah,
interesting.
I think there's space for Jack to become a likable character. Well, like,
I want him to be a more intimidating, like, more evil character. That's what I want to see.
Well, yeah, the thing is, he's supposed to be an evil character, but, like, it could. It would take a bit of meta commentary on Oda's part to make this happen, but to make like light of the fact that he constantly doesn't do anything and he's kind of getting mad about it. Like, you could turn it into a joke, and then it would be great.
That would be a weird... I mean, I suppose that's true, but it would be a weird... And I'm feeling this already. It's weird that this character, who was like... He was the main antagonist of the Zou arc, and now he's just so ineffectual and not doing it. You know what? I guess it's literally hashtag not his time. It's like Kaido's time, and he's just a supporting character. So I don't want to get my hopes up too much. But he did get cucked by a samurai, a jobber, a fucking fat sack of shit nobody. So that's
I don't know whether he's a jobber. I mean, he could be like the strongest of the three. We don't know yet.
That's true. And I know that the joke is that he looks slobby and slovenly, so, fair enough.
And also, I think more of Jack's time will be when Inuarashi and Nakomamushi join in the fray, and they're gonna, double team him.
They'll probably get a fight.
You fucked all our little animals up. We had to pay a fortune in veterinarian fees, and now you fuck you, and they're gonna attack him.
I think the Beast Pirates would be sympathetic to the Beast people, but no, Jack will just kill you. He'll just kill you. All right, well, so fucking this is here he goes. Kaido's breaking
on
buildings
a rampage.
And he's drunk and shit.
He's smashing into buildings. He's like burping, and Luffy and Trafalgar Law are running to, Luffy's trying to save the people, Law's trying to make sure Luffy doesn't do anything stupid. Kinemon and Okiku are also running, because Otsuru is at that town, and he's like, oh, I gotta save my wife. And here he explains what we were debating last time. About the fact that she hasn't married anyone else to protect herself, even after 20 years. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, but it just sucks for those guys. That's all there is to say about that. But hey.
Sucks for who, guys?
I mean, it sucks for her that her husband wasn't around for 20 years, and, it sucks for him that his wife just lost 20 years of her youth. I'm just saying, it'd be nice to not have done that. Not like he's not going to like her anymore or anything. Just saying, that's a long time to be away from someone. That's all I'm saying. And I definitely would not have waited. But One Piece is a fairy tale world. I got it. Fair enough. It's cool.
Well, it's a traditional families, like ye old Japanese times.
Yeah, that's true. It's a romantic notion. So I don't want to be too critical. It is a romantic type thing. That's fair. And
now we got a big old upstart here. Little old Hawkins on his silly little moose comes down.
Yep.
Yelling at Kaido, hey Kaido, if you're looking for Luffy and Trafalgar Law, they're over there in the castle. The fact that this mere headliner could get away with talking to, like, the Viceroy, the General Commander, General Governor guy of the Beast Pirates in his dragon form while he's drunk, it's like, that takes some guts. More guts than Jack, who is just standing there.
I guess. I think it's just him being, like, quote-unquote smart.
I mean,
giving him, like, a...
Yes, he's being smart, but, like, you would imagine that, like, if there was a time to, like, know how to calm down Kaido, it would be Jack rather than this new guy.
Look, all I'm saying is, seems like a lot of people just, like, aren't that scared of Kaido, and that he's not that intimidating, and... Like, remember when Big Mom first showed up and the whole entire country was, like, shaking and she was blowing shit up, and this just, like, Hawkins just waltzes up and is like, hey, Kaido, why don't you go over there? And he's like, okay. I don't know. Just not that impressed. I guess that's my only point. Whatever, it's fine. Like, I know Jinbei, like, dealt with Big Mom, but he didn't, like, lie to Big Mom, or, he just brought exactly what she wanted, the Croak and Boosh, and, that calmed her fury. And there's the fact that, okay, this is just a little bit of convenience here. It's a little bit of that fucking convenience when Hawkins, he literally made up that they're, like, whoa, they're at Odin Castle. He doesn't know that. He's just saying that because he heard rumors that people are hanging out there. Like, okay, that's fair. I get why he would say that. But, like, our characters are there right now. Like, wow, sure is convenient. They're there right now. And he's going to go blow them up. Like, remember, Luffy got there, like, maybe, like, an hour ago. And just now, this is happening where all this shit's going down. Whatever. You know what? Yeah. It's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, I would have preferred it to be, like... I mean, it is a bit like, oh, what a place. I mean, it is kind of a prominent location nearby that, like, has rumors around it, but also...
And there's been lights, so I get it.
Yeah, but, it's the thing. But, like, the rumors have not been the forefront. It's mostly just been about, like, the stuff that's been happening
This
today.
is being dumped on us right now. This hasn't been built up to. He just drops it. Like, go where the characters are right now that I don't know, but I've heard rumors of, blah, blah, blah. It's...
Yeah, like, it would make more sense for Hawkins to have seen and be
Yeah.
using that, like, I can't
Yeah.
fight them all by myself, but this is a good opportunity, like, good information gathering. It'd be a sneaky move.
The way this is done makes me dislike Hawkins when I wish it was something that made me like Hawkins. And what they could have done was just in some way, like this would take slight rewriting, Oda should have Hawkins actually know that, like, people are there in some way, maybe using his unique power in some way. I don't know. Get creative. That's what writing stories
he's like
is.
the probability man. He's like, there's a 95% chance that they're over there. It's like,
Okay,
just a little bit of a card thing.
But he's not saying that. He's saying, I lied. He's saying, I lied.
Yeah.
I heard that maybe they're right. Like, he didn't read the cards for this. He I don't know. Doesn't seem that way, at least. Also, as I said before, I like hate that power, and he could just know anything. It's a get out of jail free card for like what characters need to know at any time. Just have Hawkins predict it or something. So like he can do that, but I'm probably going to be critical, and whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, there goes Kaido. He's going to Odin Castle.
Yes,
Off he goes.
he takes the bait. He believes it entirely because he's drunk, and I guess he's like that's true.
That's fine. The fact that he believes him is fine. I have no problem with that.
It's like that's nostalgic. Those fucking guys. I'm gonna blow it up with my Kamehameha. And he flies all the way over there. Everybody just sees him. This could be like, I mean, it is kind of intimidating. You see how big the gate is, and then you see Kaido like flying over to them.
It's a little hard to tell with the perspective, but I think that he's absolutely gigantic because there's never been a really good.
He's above the buildings. He's just sort of stretching himself.
Yeah.
And his tail is like still back at the beginning, where everyone was standing. So like, and he gets his big old mouth open. And I like this panel of Nami just before she gets completely obliterated.
That's good.
Is not alive anymore. She's not alive.
She's definitely dead, you guys.
And he does a big old sneeze. And he does a big old sneeze, and they all blow up.
Now,
that's a powerful ability.
All right. At last, we've directly seen Kaido do something intimidating, and pretty impressive. Flame breath attack. I like it.
I agree with you that it doesn't seem like people are scared enough of Kaido.
Yes.
But all the people there are very strong, so it's not like painting an accurate picture. We don't really see, Hold'em is the only one who seems scared. And general passes, pedestrians or whatever, they're like, oh my god. But we don't really see much of them. Mm-hmm. We just sort of see badass samurai man, badass Hawkins, and then stoic Jack who doesn't have a mouth because he's hiding it. He has no fear. They all have no fears. They're not really scared of this giant dragon that can blast
That's true.
Big beam.
All I'm saying, I'm not saying that any of the characters should feel any differently. I'm saying that perhaps having some additional characters who could be more intimidated would be good, and maybe. Like, a thing to do that is typically done is you introduce a jobber character to lose to someone like Kaido so that Kaido seems, by comparison, really, 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 really strong. Now, this whole blowing up the castle thing is doing a pretty good job of making him look intimidating. So I'm pretty good on that. But it's nice to have a personal touch, too, which I would like to see at some point.
This is pretty a personal touch. Luffy thinks his entire crew and the friends of his friends are all dead.
That's true, but my genre savviness is just that I know nobody's hurt.
They're not
so
dead. They jumped. The carrot grabbed them all, jumped really high, and they're all in the air. They're fine.
Yep. New main character.
Well, they all went 20 years into the future somehow.
That was it. And then Law's like, Mugiwara ya, doko desu ka? And then up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's an elephant
gun.
And
bonk,
he just punches Kaido right in the fucking dome. And, I mean, I don't want to read too heavily into this, but it kind of looks like he goes white eyes as if he's been knocked out. Like, I'm not going to jump the gun here. Like, I saw people were like, oh boy, Nate's going to have a field day with this one, saying that lol, Kaido jobbed to Luffy. I think, if Oda did something like that, it would be among the worst writing of all time. So I don't think that's what happened here.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that. Obviously, Kaido can't be defeated by Luffy, especially not right now.
Obviously not. It's
but
maybe he
I
literally
think it's
passed
possible.
out from sleepiness or something because he's drunk or something.
That's what I'm
that's
getting
kind
to.
of what
It's
I
like
was.
his drunkenness and the fact that he's just sort of like bonk, like oh, and he takes a nap. Like he just takes a nap, and then Luffy keeps punching him, and he doesn't wake up because he's too strong. And then that's
that
like
could be it,
it at one point is funny because it's a giant dragon who's taken a nap.
Yeah.
And 2 is intimidating because Luffy can't damage him.
Now,
like at this point, it shows
yeah.
that there's something that Luffy just, huge like monkey fury. He can't damage this giant beast that just killed all of his friends.
The reason why we're being shown this panel right now, and it's the end of the chapter, and we don't see Kaido's reaction, to me, is very likely, because everything that we've heard about Kaido is we're setting up Kaido will in some way be shown to this how have not affected him basically at all.
Yeah, I was thinking either he'd have a nap like right now, or like he'd shake his head and then it'd be like, oh my god, I got a headache, I'm gonna go home, I need a nap. Like he's not gonna even realize that anyone punched him. He's so drunk. And he's just going to turn around and fly away, and Luffy's going to be chasing after him, and he's going to be like, fuck. That's Kaido.
Now, I don't want to do too much of this, but I basically have no choice but to compare this to Big Mom's introduction. And I will say, so this is a strength and a minus. Kaido is being set up as more of a funny guy, which is a major plus, which I like about him.
Yes.
This moment, I feel, is basically being built for comedy, almost specifically, and I like that a lot, and I think that's effective, and I want to see more. It gives him personality. He is not like a giant, like, retard like Big Mom is. Even I love Big Mom as a literal retard. That it's a very interesting character, which he has. Kaido is not like that. Kaido's just like a big warrior, and he's like kind of silly and ridiculous and like over the top drunk and crybaby and that stuff. And that's interesting in a totally different way. So you can't handle them the same way. Whereas Big Mom literally walks around with invincible retard strength, and Kaido is not like that. So we need there has to be different ways of like writing that, and I get that.
Yeah, I clearly feel like this was deliberately so that it's not two big, scary, like, enemies in a row that are exactly the same. Just like there's also an assassination plot, kind of. It's like they don't want to make it the same thing twice.
For sure.
And I definitely like the fact that, like, Big Mom is like, at the beginning she was like, happy, like, making everybody alive, and it's like, hey, let's have cake, and I just want a family. And then it turns out that she's like, obviously she's scary because she's big, cackling, giant woman. Yep. But also that she's got a very sinister past, and she's fucking evil and insane. God, and she eats people and is very creepy. Like, on the surface, it's all sickly sweet and lovely food, and what a lovely place.
I'm just going to say it right now. There's no way Kaido's backstory is going to be better than Big Mom's. Quote me on this. There's no way that it's going to be better than Big Mom's, because Big Mom's was so good. But I hope I'm proved wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I mean, I'd like to imagine it
Mom.
can be. I like to imagine things can still get better.
We need to play up. I really want to see what made there were things about Big Mom I won't get into that made her really unique as a character and special. We need to play up in a big way Kaido's unique special characteristics. If he's just big drunken warlord, that's not enough. That is not enough to make him an interesting, cool character. I want to know his struggles with, like, being an invincible man who loves to try to commit suicide. That's the Kaido I want to see more of and know all about. And who just loves war because he's so bored with life because nothing can hurt him. That's the guy who I want to know about and could be awesome.
Yeah, the difference, the thing I was getting to is, like, Big Mom, sickly sweet, like, you wouldn't expect her, I mean, you would, because she's an evil pirate, but you wouldn't necessarily, on the surface, know her to be as dark as she is. Yeah. And on the surface of this guy,
in my opinion.
This guy, like the strongest man in the world, a giant dragon, is a drunk, suicidal, nerd, depression quest loser. And he's like,
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's, the opposite subversion of expectations. Because if he was just a big dragon that cackled maniacally and was like, I'm gonna eat everyone, hee hee, it would not be as interesting.
That'd be boring, yeah. I mean, it could be fine, like a fine character, but it wouldn't be interesting. Kaido is interesting, which is really good, I
want him to be like a real, like, loser. Like personality-wise, that he just can't help but kill everyone and be the coolest guy around because he's too strong. It's like, I just want to play chess with someone. I just want to have a nice time.
So everything I said about Kaido is good, and I do like it, but I will just say it comes at a cost of him feeling less intimidating, and that's okay. The big explosion was cool, and it'll probably look really good in the anime, but I'm not watching the fucking anime, I'm reading the manga, and he did an explosion, nobody died, like, I know nobody died. I want to see, like, the first thing Big Mom did, like, I'm just thinking, like, what are the differences? Big Mom, like, wrecked a town a little bit, kind of off screen, and, like, stole the soul of her son and brought him to near death. But that was her son. So that was, like, we saw her ability. It was impressive and intimidating. We saw Kaido's ability. He blew up, but he blew it up, like, an abandoned building. Remember, the first thing we saw of, like, Arlong when we got to, like, Arlong Town was that Arlong had, like, flipped all these buildings in, like, a row in, like, the entire town because he's so unbelievably strong. And, like, I want to see Kaido do things like that. He blew up a place. That's a good start. It's a good start. I hope next chapter he does more to make me more scared of him. And as long as he does, I think I'll be a happy camper. That's it.
I think my favorite thing for him to do is to not even realize Luffy punched him.
That would be very good.
Just to go home. It's like, geez, where's my booze? I just need some of that drink. Like, that would be great.
I guess it's fair to say, like, we didn't even like, how's Luffy gonna get himself out of this one? Maybe Kaido just literally won't notice, and then Luffy. Oh, so Kaido doesn't, or Luffy? Yeah, Kaido doesn't even notice that he gets hit or whatever, or maybe he's just like, whoa, is that a fly? Lol. And then he flies off, and then we get like one panel of Luffy with a sweat drop, saying, "Wow, I really gave that my all," and he didn't even notice. We need that panel. We need that panel where Luffy starts to realize what he's up against. Yeah.
Like, you can beat Katakuri in a pinch.
Yep.
But, like, Kaido is a whole other level.
Yes. That's what we need. That's what we need. But, overall, pretty good chapter.
I wanna just address the fact that a lot of people, they see us nitpick things and they assume we hate chapters and we hate One Piece.
Yeah.
like we're looking for things to be upset about because that's what gets views, even though that's not even true. We just like analyzing things and we like discussing potential, like, because we like good stories. We praise this manga when it's really good. And we just like bringing up little things that the thing about nitpicks is that they aren't important and they don't really, like, impact our overall feeling about, like, if I just point out that one panel, a mouth looked kind of weird, that's not me saying the art in One Piece is shit and it made me upset. It's just that I felt like I should mention that because this is a show where we talk about what we saw in the chapter.
It's a deeply analytical show we're running here, folks. And, I mean, it's only natural that, like, even if One Piece was literally the best series that's ever been made, which I think it is when it comes to manga, like, there will be pluses and minuses from chapter to chapter, and, like, just therefore, even if it's small things, we're going to point out those small deviations from the mean when things are really good or not as good. And, I mean, people should know, and I guess some people don't if they just come to the show, my baseline feelings are that this is, like, my favorite thing in the world to read and participate in. And I get a huge amount of joy reading it every week. And, of course, that doesn't mean that, like, I think it's bad. But, I think people more feel like, maybe they think that I don't like it. I think what they feel more is they don't enjoy hearing those nitpicks. And I think they're critiquing us on, like, an entertainment value. Like, guys, listen, why don't you just skip to the part where you say how much you loved it, because I don't care about your little nitpicks. You can just skip all this.
I mean, yeah.
Which is fine,
I understand that, and I guess we could, like, say at the beginning, I really loved this chapter. I really liked it. But there are some nitpicks.
You know what it is?
I don't really care to do that, though.
There was that, remember Tom, when he literally left the Brony fandom, and his video was that, like, he even, like, he built into his reviews, like, time codes where you could skip the criticism of the episode
and
just get and remember. And then he was like, no, I'm not going to do this. This is the most retarded thing in the world. Fuck this. Like, it's a similar sort of thing. This, I gotta break it to you right now, guys. This is the show. It's not going to change. Like, I'm happy to listen to feedback, but this is a show where I am going to continue to nitpick. If what you think I did this episode was nitpicking, I will do it every episode. I'm sorry if you don't enjoy that, and I honestly don't have a problem with that if you don't want to listen. But that simply is how I enjoy responding to One Piece, and I think my criticisms are relatively fair and fairly generous. And, you know, that's it.
And obviously, Nate gets things wrong, and I never get things wrong.
Of course.
But it's fair enough, like, when we get things wrong, to, like, you know, give us some ribbings. It's like, haha, you got it wrong, you fucking idiot. You know, a little bit of that. But just to be upset that we are criticizing anything is like, come on.
You know, this is kind of what I was saying before we started. I'm like, Gib, see, I'm sort of listening to feedback, because I was like, I feel like I go on about stuff too long. I feel like some people think that if we simply talked about them for literal less amount of physical time, like, we just, like, okay, we get it. You hated this panel. Did you need to spend 10 minutes breaking down how, you know, Alabasta, Water, like, every other arc did this one thing? Like, was that necessary? I mean, on that, I am somewhat sympathetic. I sort of get the idea there. Yeah, I don't know. And, like, people will come in, sometimes they make claims like, your show would be more popular if you did X, Y, Z. I appreciate the sentiment there, but it's just, you know, I'm a creature of habit, and I doubt I'll change much, even with those points being made. You know, I don't even resent people who, like, make these criticisms or have any of these suggestions. It's just that I really am not going to change, I don't think, very much, just because this kind of is just how I do it, personally. So, you know, that's all I have to say about it, really. I got no ill will towards anybody. Even the people who are like, yeah, this sucks because you nitpick. That's fine. If you think that, that's cool with me.
Yeah, it's just not your sort of show, then.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, like, if we put, like, the panels that we're talking about on screen every time, then our show would be a lot more popular, because people, a lot of the time, they go to these reactions or, like, reviews of chapters. Usually it's just the reactions, to read the chapter in real time.
That's true.
Rather than going to the site and reading it alone and not knowing what to feel at certain moments. They want to have their favorite YouTuber going, oh, look at that, at the same time as they do. And, you know, this is not the like same sort of thing.
Yeah, this is a different type of show.
And ultimately is going to get less views because of it. It's not like a mass appeal sort of show. It's just deeply analytical. You need to be very intelligent to understand the podcast.
I think that's generally true. This is a very specific show. I think the show is designed to be watched like week to week. It's not really meant to be watched like if you're just starting out One Piece. You can, but that's how I would think people do it. And then also, it's probably for most people to be done while looking at the chapter yourself, is how I envision it. People who are reading it. Maybe not. Maybe people don't do it that way. But that's kind of what I assume.
I would imagine people read the chapter and then, while the chapter's still open in another tab, watch the episode if it's up.
That's probably true. Let us know. I'm curious how people read it, if that's what they do, if they, you know, do that or not.
Yep.
Well,
and,
all right.
And that's the end.
That's it. That's it. Looking forward to next week. Is there one next week? Doesn't say there isn't, so probably. Luffy defeated Kaido. It's over. The end of One Piece. Jobbed. The Beast Pirates 100% jobbers, including
I want to have like one out of nowhere theory. Kaido seems more like he could be a friend. Like if some like situation were to come about, like if Luffy could teach him how to commit suicide, and he's like, oh, thanks. Like he could be a cool ally. Big Mom is definitely not gonna be that. She's too insane. So like maybe it might be Kaido and Luffy versus Big Mom. You know, we don't know.
You know what? That's an interesting point. Because Big Mom is. A lot of points were made that, like, Big Mom does not negotiate for what she wants. Whereas, like, the only thing we've really seen with Kaido, maybe we're supposed to infer this, but he's basically like Big Mom is just like a ruthless pirate who, like, accepts no compromise. And from the start on Fishman Island, like, that's how we were introduced to her. When they talked about the treasure and, you know, making a deal, she would not do it. because like that's who she believes pirates should be. Whereas like Kaido just like wants to have like a big powerful crew and like fight lots of wars because he's like bored with the world. But if you could cure his boredom or like give him some purpose, he might not be the way he is now.
Or beat him up real good, like Luffy will probably eventually do. And
you know what I think, though?
You know what? I got a bump on the head, thanks.
That's possible. But you know what I think, though? I think that Oda hasn't had as much of a chance to characterize Kaido. What I think we will be shown kind of Kaido's madness in the chapters to come. Like, I see a narrative playing out. Might not happen, but I see a narrative playing out where it's Kaido, like, we get backstory a little bit about, like, he's been alive, like, I don't know, maybe he's still relatively young, but, you know, his whole life, like, no one's been able to hurt him. They've tried. He's just won every fight, like, effortlessly, basically. Even though he loses a lot, it's because he's just, like, his spirit is weak, but his body is, like, unbelievably strong. It's given him such ennui, such existential despair, and, like, thus, he, like, doesn't listen to anyone. He, like, kills, you know, relentlessly or something. And then, like, and we're gonna, like, get to know him as, like, quote-unquote, the monster that he is. Because he is a huge war proponent criminal monster. That is true. Everything Doflamingo and Caesar did was, like, on behalf of Kaido. So that should not be ignored. But we need more him in the equation.
Wait.
Yeah?
What if he was, like, making weapons so that he could die?
I feel like the whole idea of, like, generating war could be for that.
The reason I'm not so convinced that he might be, like, a mindless killer is the fact that he is, you know, a viceroy of the emperor. Like, he hasn't destroyed Wano. He is just, like, you know, playing a part in... It's like he's not even the leader of Wano. He's fine just being, like, a side man. Which is strange.
Yeah, we don't know the name. Maybe he really is the main power here. It's hard to say.
I mean, it would likely he is. Like, he's pulling strings. But, like, I don't know. If he was, like, really war hungry, why wouldn't he, like turn Wano into, like, a military power and then start using it? Yeah. Maybe he is trying to do that, I guess, with the factories. Don't know yet. That's
true. I mean, because Big Mom was a queen. She is the queen of Totland and is the captain of the Big Mom Pirates. But she's a queen. She's a true queen.
Yes, a Yas queen.
She is. So, yeah. They've each got their own little kingdoms. Although, Big Mom's kingdom feels, like, bigger and more impressive than Wano. Like, I know Totland is, like, a series of small islands, whereas Wano appears to be, like, one Alabasta-style really big island. So, fair enough. But, yeah, Kaido, I'm just saying, Kaido feels a little bit less impressive than Big Mom, so I need a little more, Oda. You got to give me a little more to be scared and intimidated of Kaido, and I think we are going to get that in the next couple of chapters. The explosion was good. The Hyper Beam was a good start from this Gyarados, but I need a bit more, and I'm looking forward to it. I think next chapter we will see it. I want to see Luffy get his shit wrecked, or something like that. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's enough of chapter 922. We'll see you next week, people, with another chapter, hopefully.
Follow the Patreon and the Discord.
Patreon.com/ThePodcastPirates. Click the link below to join the Discord, but be a patron to be a colored boy in the Discord and get into the high tiers of society. It's like going from one of these fuckboy leftover town pieces of shit to a true flower capital aristocratic lads such as ourselves. That's what you need to do. We're basically that. Kind of in our server.
Yeah.
We're like the king and queen of our own server. I'll let you decide, viewers, which is which or who is who.
Or every comment, both queens.
That's true. All right, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Get the hell out of here. Bye.
Goodbye.